Hey, what's going on, everybody? Hope all of you are doing well. Back once again with another video, and we're going to be continuing my DVD, Blu-ray, and 4K collection. This is going to be the Blu-ray Steelbooks, and will be the last of the not the Steelbooks. It'll be the last of the Blu-rays, and then we'll move on to the DVDs. So let's get started. First one is South Pole, or not South Pole, South Paul. Man, a little tongue twisted today. House of a Thousand Corpses, which I have to say, it's a really nice looking steelbook. The Lords of Salem, which is one of my favorite Rob Zombie films. Psycho, can't go wrong with a classic. The remake to A Nightmare on Elm Street, which I do like this remake. Good Burger, which I just absolutely love. Definitely need to check out the second film, The Green Lantern, which I do like this movie. I know it gets a lot of hate. It does have its issues, but I do enjoy it. Of course, the original Nightmare on Elm Street. Hopefully, we'll get a 4K release because next year marks the 40th anniversary. So hopefully that we get that sometime next year. Sherlock Holmes and Sherlock Holmes Game of Shadows, which is going to be part of my first time watch series. Street Fighter, this is the Mill Creek release, a really nice steelbook. Some Kind of Wonderful, a very underrated, I would say, drama, comedy film from the 80s. It's got that kind of same story that we see in other movies or TV shows where, this guy wants to, basically date the popular girl. He gets help from the best friend, and, the best friend, she starts to have feelings for him. We've all seen it, but it's a good movie. The Matrix, which is a really nice looking steelbook. Tremors, another one that's a really nice steelbook. I'm kind of debating on this one if I'm going to keep it, because there is the Arrow video release of not just the first Tremors, but the second one. So that might be an upgrade down the road. Zoolander, fun comedy. Still need to pick up the second one. I Am Legend. The Terminator 2 and Total Recall double steelbook with the cool lenticular. The slipcover is in terrible shape. I got it in the Walmart bin when, for a little while there was a nice little steelbook craze in the $5 bin. Some titles that I've seen others get, I didn't have, but mine had some decent ones, and this was one of them. Next, we have the Ultra first series, and then Ultraman, which is the second series. Still need to pick up the third series on the Blu-ray steelbook. Some really great Mill Creek entertainment releases. I was lucky enough to get these on sale on 2 different occasions at Best Buy. This one I think was on sale for like $7.99, and then the first one I think was like $9.99. So not bad, but I do need to pick up the third one and complete that. The 10th anniversary release of Mamma Mia, which includes the soundtrack. The complete Raken and Bass, I believe, I think that's what it, tongue twisted. I believe it's pronounced Raken or Raken. I'm not sure how you pronounce it, but it's the Christmas specials. I think this is a must-have for anybody. Then next to that is the Phantasm Collection. Took this basically out of the box. That way it was a little bit easier to access when I want to watch the films. It's decent. I may try to get custom cases to put the discs in, so it's a little bit better getting them out. Next is Love Actually, which is the 10th anniversary edition, and includes like a cool Christmas ornament. And the actor who plays Rick Grimes is in that, from The Walking Dead. Batman, the complete animated series, great set to have. It includes the 2 movies. Batman Mask of Phantasm has a 4K release. But I do need to eventually get Superman and Batman Beyond. Next is the Godfather trilogy. So this is an interesting story on this set. So I got the set back one year on Black Friday, and this was at the time where a lot of 4Ks were just starting to be part of the sale, and they had a lot of cool box sets. The Matrix, this, Lord of the Rings. I mean, there were so many cool looking box sets, not just Blu-ray but 4K. Well, I got this and I just waited to open it a year later. And when I did, man, I wish I had opened this sooner because I would have returned it. Um, the discs were scratched. Like I think all three had very light, which is okay, but still, I mean, the fact that it was brand new, there was nothing rattling, and there were scratches on the disc. And then what made it really upsetting was the fact that the fourth disc was pretty much almost cracked in half. And I threw that disc out. I will have to look for a replacement. And once I do, I will complete this again. But yeah, I was very disappointed on, you know, getting it and then realizing that, a year later that it was actually damaged. And like I said, you couldn't hear anything. Like nothing was rattling around or anything like that. So it was just interesting that that type of, that Blu-ray set would have damaged discs. But I tried to contact Paramount to kind of get a replacement because I couldn't return it, and yeah, got nothing back. A little disappointed on that, but that's okay. They're on 4K now. I may upgrade, I don't know, but I will eventually get the fourth disc again. That was part of the set if I can find it separate, and I'll just get it for to complete the set again. But yeah, just a little story on that. Now we're gonna move on to the DVDs. Got a bootleg of Brink, which is a fun one, and Suzy Q. And then when I bought these two from the seller on eBay, this was before eBay was starting to get strict on like counterfeits and stuff like that. Well, I wouldn't say counterfeits, but bootlegs. They added the Luck of the Irish. So eventually I need to make a separate case for that. But yeah, these films, they'll never get a DVD release, which is unfortunate. I think they should. I think Disney should make them movie club exclusives because they're great movies. I like them. Suzy Q's not really a Disney film, but I think they ended up picking up the rights for it. Now we're gonna move on to some Hallmark Christmas movies. A Magical Christmas Village, Haul Out the Holly, which just got a sequel back in November, and these are all from I believe last year. Six movie collection, which includes A Royal Corgi Christmas, A Fabled Holiday, The Royal Nanny, A Tale of Two Christmases, A Big Fat Family Christmas, and A Kismet Christmas. They're all pretty good. I like a couple of them more than the others. The next one here is a three movie set with One Royal Holiday, Project Christmas Wish, and Good Morning Christmas. I've seen the One Royal Holiday and Good Morning Christmas, but Project Christmas Wish I haven't. The only disappointment I have in this is that since all three movies are on one disc, they're not. They're decent, they're watchable, but you can tell there's some issues, especially when I watched One Royal Holiday. So I will eventually be upgrading that to a separate release. Then we have Lights, Camera, Christmas, Undercover Holiday, and A Cozy Christmas Inn. I do like the first two films in this. A Cozy Christmas Inn is okay. It has its flaws, but it is what it is. And then next here is Christmas in the Air, which is really good. I think this is one from 2017? I believe. Yes, 2017. That's a pretty good movie, in my personal opinion. And then this one is from 2015, I believe. A Christmas Melody, which has Lacey Chabert and Mariah Carey. Next is Dr. Jekyll and Mrs. Hyde. This is I would say this is a hidden gem of a film. I did a review for this, and what's really cool is the director of this film commented on my video. I like this movie. I would say it's definitely a cult classic. It's weird in its own way. It has some recognizable faces, and this is a movie I feel like is up Scream Factory's alley. This is a movie I could see them releasing on Blu-ray, but I don't know why this isn't available on Blu-ray. I really don't. Sean Young plays a villain in this, which is great. She tends to play the bad guy really well. And yeah, you got Jeremy Piven in it as well. So yeah, hopefully one day we'll get a Blu-ray release for that. And I remember this. I got this cheap, but I remember at one point this film I think was out of print and it was going for a pretty high amount. Next is 100 Girls, one of those like straight to video releases, but it's got a great cast, some recognizable names. James DeBello, Jamie Presley, Larissa Olnick, Katherine Heigl, Marissa, what is it, Ripsey? I mean, just a lot of recognizable faces. Saw this for the first time when Netflix was just starting out their streaming service, so I thought that was a really cool film. I enjoyed it. Next are the Warner Archive releases that I have. First one being Rover Dangerfield, which is surprisingly getting a Blu-ray release. So I will eventually be selling this and getting the Blu-ray. I'm hoping that this is enough to cover the Blu-ray because these are pretty expensive. Well, to an extent. So, at times you can find them for a good price. I think I paid like 15, but after a while I don't know what happens, and I guess the rights, they end up, I guess, get expired, and that you can't buy them, and then the prices go up. I've noticed that with what was it? Are You Afraid of the Dark Seasons? They were part of the MOD, the Burn on Demand, and eventually they just stopped, and now they're pretty pricey. So I know some of these will end up falling in that same category. So I'm kind of curious on what this is going for on eBay, because if it's enough, I will definitely be using if I can sell this. And it's going, if it's going for more and I can sell it and cover the Blu-ray, I definitely will. Sorry that it took me a while to get to the point. Next is Trojan Wars. This is one of your typical late 90s sex comedies. I think it came out in 97. So, Will Friedle was still doing Boy Meets World, Jennifer Love Hewitt. Again, kind of the same similar plot that we've seen in other films. Will Friedle wants to score with the new girl, and Jennifer Love Hewitt's his best friend, and she starts to develop feelings. You know how it is. But throughout the film, he goes through all these shenanigans, just to try to hook up with the most popular girl in school. Then we have Steel. Yeah, say what you want about it, but I love this movie. And if Rover Dangerfield can get a Blu-ray release through the Warner Archive collection, I feel like Steve. That getting ahead of myself. I feel like Steel will be part of that as well. Next is I Was a Teenage Faust. This is an interesting film. It was a Showtime film, which you can find some early Showtime movies on DVD. And it's got a great cast. Robert Townsend, Morgan Fairchild, Josh Zuckerman, he was in Sex Drive. Morgan Fairchild's actually going to be at one of the... Well, that didn't go the way I was expecting it to. Sorry about that. So Morgan Fairchild is going to be at one of the conventions we have in February called Pensacon. And yeah, I was surprised that she's going to be there. I would like to go so I can get her to sign this. Pop the case open. But yeah, definitely a weird and interesting film. You basically have Josh Zuckerman's character. He wants to be popular because there's this popular girl he likes. He has to sell his soul to Robert Townsend, and he's kind of feuding with Morgan Fairchild. Yeah, it's a pretty interesting film, but it's worth checking out. And then lastly is Out Cold, one of my favorite early 2000 comedies. I think this is a 2001, 2002 film. I remember watching this movie religiously. Zach Galifianakis, way before he became the big star that he is today. You got one of the London brothers. I think Lee Majors is in this as well. What is his name? Is it John Lemon? The actor who plays in Reno 911, and he's in a whole bunch of other comedies. It's a former Blockbuster rental. He's in this as well. And yeah, David Kirshner is in it. I mean, there's so many recognizable faces. But it's a fun one. Not one I hear people talk about. I think I did a review for this on the channel. Definitely worth it in my opinion. So give it a shot if you come across it. And there you have it. That is, one of the shelves on, cannot speak. I'm like, don't you hate when you get ahead of yourself that quick where you're trying to, what you want to say, but it's not always where it's going to come out. So let me try this again. So those are the films that I have on this shelf, and then we'll move on to the last shelf, which will finish off the DVDs I have. But let me know what your thoughts are on any of these movies, if you've seen them, and if you have any of these editions in your collection, what's your opinion on them? And with that being said, thank you guys for tuning in. I will see you guys next time on Film Talk with Mikey. Till next time, we'll talk films. Peace.